Dear viewers, welcome to UCTV, Daily Readings and Reflections. Today, Friday of the 33rd week, we celebrate a memorial of Saint Cecilia, Virgin and Martyr. The first reading is taken from the book of Revelation, chapter 10, verses 8 to 11. The responsorial psalm is taken from Psalm 119. The gospel is taken from the gospel according to Luke, chapter 19, verses 45 to 48. A reading from the book of Revelation. The voice which I, John, had heard from heaven spoke to me again, saying, "Go, take the scroll which is open in the hand of the angel who is standing on the sea and on the land." So I went to the angel and told him to give me the little scroll. And he said to me, "Take it and eat. It will be bitter to your stomach, but sweet as honey in your mouth." And I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. It was sweet as honey in my mouth. But when I had eaten it, my stomach was made bitter. And I was told, "You must again prophesy about many peoples and nations and tongues and kings." The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. I rejoice in the way of your precepts, as though all riches were mine. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. See, your decrees are my delight. Your statutes are my counselors. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. The law from your mouth means more to me than large quantities of silver and gold. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, more than honey in the mouth. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. Your decrees are my heritage forever, the joy of my heart. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. I have opened my mouth and I sigh, for I yearn for your commandments. How sweet is your promise to my tongue, O Lord. Alleluia, 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 My sheep hear my voice, says the Lord, and I know them, and they follow me. Alleluia. 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 Alleluia.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out those who sold, saying to them, "It is written, 'My house shall be a house of prayer,' but you have made it a den of robbers." And he was teaching daily in the temple. The chief priests and the scribes and the principal men of the people sought to destroy him. But they did not find anything they could do, for all the people hung upon his words. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today is the memorial of Saint Cecilia, patron saint of musicians, composers, and poets. Saint Cecilia was arrested in Rome for refusing to worship false gods and was sentenced to death. But surprisingly, she took several days still alive before dying. On this death of pain, on this bed of pain, Saint Cecilia still strived to convert and transform many of the people who came to her to take care of her during this painful moment. Most outstanding is still a virtue and living a virtuous life as a virgin and up to the point of martyrdom. This depicts her love for Christ and above all her total dedication of herself to God. Today, in a special way, we have heard the readings. As we reach the climax of our liturgical year, remaining with a few days to begin a new liturgical year, our readings, mostly from the book of Revelation, give us a wake-up call, a spiritual awareness, calling us towards transformation. In the book of Revelation, the scroll symbolizes God's judgment on sin and wickedness and the execution of God's plan to get rid of the world of sin. However, in chapter 10, this little scroll given to John signifies another way of access to the knowledge of God, to divine revelation. John is given the scroll and commanded to eat it. This consuming of the scroll is an opportunity to know and have access to God's knowledge. This opportunity means that it is access to the holiest and the need to prophesy to the nations, especially the 7 churches, particularly in the book of Revelation, but also to us all. This calls for a need of a transformed life. When we get access to the knowledge of God, when God reveals himself to us in various aspects, it is need of transformation and also a transmission of God's revelation. It has been noted in the first reading that the scroll at first will be sweet like honey, but on swallowing it, it will be bitter. It will turn out to be sour. This is a wake-up statement and call. We have had various readings, various preachings, attended various masses during the liturgical year. But what impact? How have they drawn us towards conversion? How have they impacted our lives in this Christian calling we ought to respond to in this world? Do the readings, do the scriptures, do the homilies turn out to simply taste delicious? Or simply we hear them because the priest preached very well, because the gospel text is a good narration, because Luke is an organized writer? Is it the case? Or it calls us towards action? Does that word we hear, the word we are fed with, create an arousal of all our redirection of our sentiments towards the life of being transformed? How often have we felt the need, the strong need for the complete change, the complete metanoia? If we say we love God, it means total surrender, self-denial of our lives. But in the gospel, Christ is giving us a reminder that in this call of transformation, we need a deep cleansing. Our bodies are temples of God. Sometimes we have diversion of purpose. We divert for what God has ordained from its proper sense to our own making. In the gospel, Christ has been bitter with the sailors who have turned his father's house into a den of thieves, and yet it's supposed to be a house of prayer. The intention of God in giving us these temples, that he may dwell in our bodies, that he may dwell in our lives, that these temples will daily may be a pleasing sacrifice, our bodies a pleasing sacrifice to God. However, oftentimes we are negligent. We don't care for our bodies and our souls. And yet, this is the resting place of the Lord. These are tabernacles of the Lord. When we receive the Eucharist, we become tabernacles of the Lord, expected to strive for unholier living, unholier life, expected to be outstanding amidst the challenging world, but still be followers of Christ, season out of season. No situation to drive us to the aversion of God, but rather striving and struggling to transform and hold on to our God. If we encounter God, we create an impact. Regardless of the times we struggle, the issue is never to give up. And Christ, the reminder is giving is that we need to align our intentions to the intention of God. Remember that we, the baptized, we have a challenge to live up to the demands of the gospel, to permeate the gospel values into the world, so that we may lead by example, others to see from us, and then they praise our loving Lord.